What's up, everyone? How you doing? It's John. I'm here with my good friend Jeffrey Wittenhagen. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, John, how's it going?
All right, Jeffrey is co-owner of Premium Edition Games, owner of the Hagen Alley Publishing, book publisher, among other things. Good dude. And today's topic, we're going to talk about the new upcoming consoles coming out, kind of retro-inspired consoles. Where do you want to start, man? There's a handful coming out, which is awesome. So which one are you most excited about? We got the Analog Pocket. We got the. Which one do you want to start, man? You start off.
So I would say the one that I'm most excited about is the Analog Pocket. So let's start there.
Okay. This thing, I got mine order, by the way. I saw there was a pre-order. I got an email. I won't get mine until like first quarter of 2023.
What?
Seriously, dude.
I thought mine was bad because mine said like the end of 2022.
Really? No, I'm like fourth wave.
Oh my god.
It's ridiculous, but I'm excited. It will be worth the wait because this thing is super cool. And for those who are not aware of what the Analog Pocket is, Analog Interactive has been around for a while. I believe their first console back in the day was the wooden Neo Geo. Do you remember that? That was super cool, super sexy. They did the Titanium, or they did what is it? The NES.
Oh, I have one of these with an EverDrive in it.
Right, that's awesome.
This is the Analog SG. So this is the Genesis.
Right.
And this stopped working, by the way.
It stopped working.
Stopped working. I have to reach out to him.
Reach out to him. Yeah.
I had it plugged in, and I went to try to plug it in. My wife wanted to play Scooby-Doo, and
right. So what I love what they're doing though is it's called FPGA, right? So they're taking these games. It's not emulation. It's reading off the cart. It's not like what we saw with Hyperkin, what they've done with, what was that, the 5 one they had where it dumps a ROM and it reads that ROM.
Retron 5.
Retron 5, thank you. It's not doing that. It's actually reading off the ROM, but you get, it's HD, and I mean, it's like modernizing these games, which I think is unbelievable.
Yeah.
In the case of the Pocket, it can play Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, I believe right out the box, right? And then there's adapters for like Game Gear, TurboGrafx 16, Lynx, which is awesome. You can dock it to your to a docking station, so you can play through your monitor. It has like an internal like music score thing where you can actually make like music. It has a program where you can actually make your own games, which is pretty cool. I was reading about. I mean, there's some really cool things that I think is incredible. So I'm super excited about this, and I agree with you. This is probably my number one game system I'm excited to see. So. Yeah.
Well, and like you mentioned, the FPGA, it's a field programmable array. And what it does is it emulates this one emulates an actual Sega Genesis, but for modern systems. So it syncs it up with modern displays and everything. So there's minimal to no lag at all because each console is dedicated to the specifics of that console. So this one, Genesis, the Pocket, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. And it's done perfectly. And there's multiple different options, so you can sit there and look at it like you did back in the day. You can apply scan lines to things. You can do all those extra bells and whistles. You can sit there and mess with every nuance of every piece of it.
The music, you can mess with, all that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. My favorite part, though, of Analog is, like, the build quality of their products is very solid. Very quality. That's the one thing I like. Of course, though, you just mentioned my biggest issue with Analog, that when you pre-order, like you said, 2023, you have to wait a year already.
Yeah.
Well,
part of that is the supply chain issues from China.
Yes.
Right. That's number one. But look, I'm happy to support a company like this because I love that they're breathing new life into these new consoles and introducing kind of take the retro but adding it to the new modern generation, which I think is a great idea. So love what they do. I wish I would have bought a wooden Neo Geo. Back in the day, I was like one of the first people they actually reached out to. I did a review on it, but I had to send it back, right? So they shipped it out. I did a review on it, and then I had to ship it back. But I wish I had kept my Neo Geo because those are like impossible to find. Even on eBay, it's impossible to find the Neo Geos, the wooden ones. Do you have one?
I got one of these recently, which is the Super Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo, yeah, it's super cool.
Yep. I got the Super Nintendo, Super NT. I got that recently.
Now, I'll play Famicom games, Super Famicom games, and Super Nintendo games, which is awesome.
And then with that, I also got for the Mega SG, I got the Game Gear, the card adapter, and the MK3 adapter.
Okay.
For the Genesis. So And they
Sweet.
put everything in this high quality pack. Like this
I mean,
stuff
yeah,
was boxed.
yeah, for sure. So, absolutely.
Like, and that's the thing though, is like I love their stuff. I wish I would have got their NES because they've done 2 releases of the NES. I never got one.
I got one. I got the titanium one or whatever, the aluminum one. Super cool. And
I
what's
ended up
cool, it
going
plays.
with a different company with their NES.
What's cool about it? Would you go the VGS? Would you end up picking up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the VGS, which is still a good console too.
It's also FPGA.
These consoles, though, I do want to mention they are a little expensive. They're more on the pricey side,
Very.
right? And you pay that price because of the production quality and kind of what it can do, right?
Yep.
So this is kind of like the Mercedes of like consoles, like retro consoles, I would think, right? I wouldn't call it like a Lamborghini, but maybe like a Mercedes or BMW.
How about the
or
Tesla?
The Tesla. There you go. It's the Tesla of gaming. I love that. The Tesla of gaming. There you go. That should be their slogan. I love it. But what's your next one on your list? There's a couple. You got the Evercade VS. Is that
So
you say?
I do have that. That's not my next favorite one, but I did get one in the mail. So I got the Founder Edition that just arrived.
That's cool. So it's a black. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's black.
Yeah.
And what's cool about that is that the Evercade was a handheld where they're releasing a lot of different collections on there. But I have it under good authority that they're going to start doing some indie titles. Single release indie titles.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
I know they've been doing like the collection, right? They've been doing. Now this is the handheld came out a year or two ago. It's been out for some time. The handheld.
It's been out for a little bit, and it's okay.
Right, but you can take these same cartridges and plug it into the console, which I think is a pretty brilliant idea.
Yep.
So
and I think it has 2 slots on it for 2 different cartridges, which is pretty cool.
I think that's really cool. Yeah, I've been exchanging emails back and forth with them. Actually, we might be doing a CollectorVision bundle on the Evercade eventually, which would be really sweet. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. That would be really cool, John.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. But I do love the fact they are supporting like the indie guys, which is really cool. And I love that. And I think if they come with like standalone games, that's even better. So I'm all for it. I do not own one system itself, but it's out now, isn't it? It's available.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I just got mine in the mail, so it's definitely shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure like what the pricing is because I pre-ordered this a while ago because I wanted the Founders Edition because it looked really cool. But yeah, like it's a really interesting idea. It is. I think 2 of the games don't work on the VS though. 2 of the original handheld ones. I'm not sure the details as to why. I just know that there's a couple of my cartridges that aren't going to work. What I did like though is I did get a Oliver Twins version, and it was signed by the Oliver Twins. I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
There's some Genesis games that were released. I know you got. I think it was Xeno Crisis has one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the pricing's about right. I mean, the game will cost about $20, right? But you can get like a bundle on Amazon. Look right now. You can pre-order it. So I'm not quite sure if it's shipping yet.
Oh, it might not be shipping yet then.
It's saying pre-order, but for $130 you get the system and you get two game packs for it.
Be interesting to see what the Founders Edition has in it that's different because I really haven't done much research, John. I've been doing lots of Switch and lots of my creation stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just see cool stuff. I support it because I try to support everything, and then I get things. I'm like, oh, let me research this now that I own it, which is so weird. It's like backward.
They have. I'm looking here. They have like a Lynx collection. They have a Codemasters collection, a Pico collection, Atari.
Yeah, I think Pico. Collection. He has 2 different collections.
Mega Cat Studio collection, which is cool. Love those guys over there. Yep, great homebrew guys. So yeah, I mean, I think that's great that they're supporting the community. I think it's at some point we'll get CollectorVision Games a part of it, hopefully. But I know they've been very busy, so I'm not worried about it right now, and which is cool. So I'll probably end up picking one up, but I think it's great. So
awesome. Yeah, so the VS is a good one, but you know the one that I'm the most excited for that I should get in 2022?
What's that? The Amigo?
The Steam Deck.
Oh, Steam Deck. Yes, Steam Deck.
Oh.
How can we forget about that? Yes.
I can't wait. I pre-ordered that thing day one, got the biggest one. Yeah. I really want the Steam Deck. I really want Steam handheld.
Yeah.
Like my Steam games. I got so many Steam games. And then the rumor that you can play Xbox Game Pass on it because it's a Windows PC.
Yes.
If I could play Game Pass on it too, I have Game Pass, I have Steam. I don't even need to use it for all the emulation opportunities that it has.
Well, you can play,
it no doubt can play everything.
if it's a portable PC, which sounds like it is, right? You could play PlayStation Now on it too, right? You can play PlayStation, you could play Xbox, you could do any cloud service, right? So
Yeah.
they basically,
And we're
and
not
it's not
talking about the
like
multitude
emulation,
of
like
piratey things that you
right,
can
the
do with it.
emulation. You could run upwards to like Xbox 360 or more on it. I've heard.
PS3,
PlayStation 3. So really anywhere
Wii
from
U,
what's that? Wii U.
Wii U.
Yeah, Wii U. Even I hate to say it, you could probably play Switch on it. You know,
Yeah.
Switch
But
emulation's pretty
I
pretty good
mean,
right now.
for me though, like my immediate is that I just want to play my Steam and my Xbox, like that I'm paying for every month. Like I want to play
Yeah,
that stuff because I'm not getting
on the
enough
go.
use out of
I'm
Xbox.
I- I'm really curious on how battery life is going to be,
Oh,
and
it's gonna be that good.
there are other systems that are portable PCs, quote portable PCs, that are out now that are pretty decent. But I was looking at one the other day, and it's like $1,300, so it's not cheap, but it can play like really cool stuff, portable PC, and it kind of looks like Switch size. So the technology is getting there, and that's kind of where I feel like the handheld market's kind of evolving to, is to like things like this, like the Steam Deck. Now they're saying this is the Switch killer. I don't think it is, because I think Switch is on a whole another level, and Nintendo's got their niche, and they're sticking to it, and they're not going anywhere.
Well,
You
if you
know,
think about it, Nintendo does Nintendo.
right?
So like regardless if anybody releases something similar of a similar fashion, you still got Nintendo.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're not going to kill
And
Nintendo.
and it was probably Nintendo Switch that probably inspired them to do this, right? To make it kind of a portable handheld. I still love my Vita a lot, though. I wish Sony never pulled out of the handheld market, but it is what it is. But yeah, I agree. This is up there on the list. I'm excited for. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it comes out this year. Hopefully, there's no
Exactly.
delays.
There's
Yeah.
one console I wanted to see if you're aware of. I'm looking up right now, which is what I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you are aware of its existence, and there's a bit of a controversy surrounding where it's released at. Are you tracking the Mega Engine?
Mega Engine. No, I'm
The
not. But it
Mega
sounds very
Engine.
old school.
So it's being released by PCE Works, which is why it's controversial. PCE Works makes bootleg aftermarket Turbo Graphics and Turbo CD stuff.
Okay.
And they're like one to one, like perfect quality. They just put their logo on it. Looks amazing, but they're doing it all. He's not the guy who does. I think it's a guy. He's doing it. It's not doing it on the up and up at all. But this Mega Engine is a console. It plays PC Engine, Turbo CDs, and Sega CD. And
Ah,
I don't know if it's FPGA because there's not enough information technical on it, but it's definitely HDMI. It definitely is playing it in HD. I want to get it simply because there's a couple of homebrew developers I want to support that make stuff on the TurboGrafx, like FX Unit Yuki with Sarumaru.
yeah.
And I currently have no way to play my PC Engine or Sega CD stuff on a big TV. So the Mega Engine, I found out about it during a Happy Holidays from PCE Works, and usually it's like, oh, they're doing another shoot 'em up collection or something. And I looked at they're doing a PCFX, which I literally have the actual PCFX system behind me. So I was like, oh, he's doing a collection for that. That's interesting because that's super obscure and nothing you can get in the
Okay.
US. And then
Okay.
he had this console, and I'm like,
Wow.
John, are you tracking this console? I was
I,
gonna
I
pick it up.
I am now. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Now I'm like super excited about it. So it's 230 euros, which is
Mm,
what, like, yeah, US dollars, probably what, 250 ish.
yeah.
Um, they've got some essential collections as well that they're selling. Those go for about another 200 euros. So this thing's not cheap.
Well, and I
Games,
think its collections though are non-licensed. They're fan recreations.
right, right, right. There's Memory Shooting Legends and Final Chapter, 119 euros.
Yeah, I just
This
want to
thing,
know what the quality is of this Mega Engine,
it
and
reminds me of like the Polymega, to be honest with you. Like, kind of
and
looks
that's what I
like,
was gonna say is how much is the Polymega, John?
oh, the Polymega. Let's look it up. That's
Because the
another whole other.
Polymega apparently is not FPGA,
It's
but
not.
but you can play TurboGrafx CD and Mega CD
Okay,
plus other
so
systems.
base unit's 450 US.
Okay,
They'll
so it's
play
about half the price of a Polymega.
Sega CD, yeah, pretty much $200 less. We'll play Sega CD, what TurboGrafx CD, I think. What else? Other basically any like
PlayStation
Neo
One.
Geo, PlayStation 1, any CD format, and they have like
Yeah.
things that go on top of that. I was familiar with the Polymega back before it was even called the Polymega. It was like called simply. I'm drawing a blank.
It was a module thing. I remember.
It was like years ago, and they were
Yeah.
at Game On, and they were gonna do a panel, and
Yeah, they were at Game On.
Right, and this is back in 2016, and like right before the panel, like, oh, we don't want to do it. I'm like, what? And so we had to tell people who were there, the full crowd, and like, hey, they're not going to come out. It was very awkward, but that didn't really upset me. But then they just kind of ghosted me after that.
Really?
Yeah, and they were like, oh yeah, you're gonna be one of the first people to have like a demo unit, and not that I even really care, but when they say something and they just don't follow through with it, it's like, it is what it is. So, it's cool. It's a little pricey, but this Mega engine, this thing is super cool, dude. I'm all for it.
I'm trying to find the name of the Polymega. I can't find the old name. I remember though.
Retroblocks.
Retroblocks. There we go.
Retroblocks.
I was trying to look it up. I'm like, hey, can I find it?
If you look on my channel, I did a video. I was the first person ever covered on YouTube. Retroblocks.
So the Polymega looks like Polymega is interesting, but this Mega engine, I am definitely going to order one. Just to see, because like I'm not buying older games anymore. I buy Nintendo Switch, and then I support homebrew and aftermarket developers. So reality is our guys like Star Mario making FX Yuki and stuff like that. Those are the ones I'm supporting.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to play that in HD.
Yeah.
That's why I'm buying stuff like the analog systems as well. So I can play Sydney Hunter on the Super Nintendo. Right. Like I want to be able to play Metal Dragon on the Genesis, stuff like that. I want to be able to play it all.
Right.
So that's kind of my mentality behind it.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, thank you for bringing that to my attention. So that is up there on my list. I'll definitely check it out, and probably will do a review on it if you know my channel.
Well, I mean, you are the constant.
Right. This is true. Awesome.
I found a secret one.
Yes, I'm surprised I hadn't heard of it. So you found a system that I'd not heard of. I'm kudos to you. Wow.
I figured, my head's been in a hole so long that everybody's tracking stuff and I'm just finding things and like you'd be like, oh no, I've known about that for like 27 years. You're crazy.
Yeah. So what's the next one on the list? I think we were about the Amico, the television Amico.
Oh my goodness.
So
what do we know about the Amico, John? What history you got with this sucker?
So I'll tell you kind of what I know about this. It's obviously was it Tommy Tellerico. I've met him a couple times. Seems like a legit guy. He seems like a really nice guy. He purchased.
Musician.
Yeah. So yeah, he's done music for like games in the past. And so when Keith what was his name? Passed away from Intellivision, like Tommy took over the Intellivision brand, right? Essentially. And so came out with the Amico, which interesting enough, I don't know if you knew this, but Amico is Italian for friend. That's what that means.
Nice.
Friend. So anyway, I saw the video that they did about the games, right? They're going to come in like, they're not like, they're kind of physical, but they're cards that they're selling, right? And they're NFT cards, so they kind of link to that system. If I understand,
I'm going to say like not a big fan of what they shipped out to people.
Yeah. So let me hear it. Let me hear your thoughts.
So what I've heard, and again, didn't buy them, right? Is that they had these collectible items and everything, and I don't think it's an NFT, but essentially they shipped out boxes with a game cartridge card, and on the back's like the code for it is what I'm tracking. Right. So it's not like anything that's proximity. If there's something that was proximity that could be physically used, that'd be cool.
Okay.
But like what I'm tracking is like essentially it's a download card for the game.
Got it. Okay.
It's like a code.
Right. So, but I think it does like link to that system. So if you need to transfer it, you can do that. But it's like, you can't just like sell it very easily without. You have to transfer it with it, right? You have to like. There's a process behind it, right? It's NFT. I'm pretty sure it's like NFT, which is non-fungible. What's it? Fungible transaction. Did you know that?
I know NFT? About the pictures that people are trading around.
Non-fungible transaction. Which do you even know what fungible means?
Yeah, it's fungible.
Like I looked it up. According to Google, fungible is a goods contracted for without an individual specimen being specified, able to replace or be replaced by another identical item, mutually interchangeable. So these are really popular now, especially in the sports industry, like with autographs, like digital autographs and like items and things like people transfer. Like college kids are making a lot of money doing this. Pro football.
Essentially, John, if you had the original NFT for Sydney Hunter, for example, and then you trade it away, you
A
get a
digital
piece every
copy.
time it's traded. Every time it's traded, you get a piece. You get a
Oh,
percentage.
is that how it works?
And
See,
that's how it works. That's how you make money with the NFTs.
okay.
I don't quite understand it because you don't have something tangible. It's still a digital item.
Right. Right.
So I
Okay.
know it has to do with the hashtags and the codes and everything.
Okay.
But again, still, it's not something that I can literally sit here and go, yeah, this is mine.
Right. Right. So it's not like tangible other than the card. Although cards do kind of look like old Intellivision cartridges.
Well,
I
the
do like the box.
Intellivision, that's an NFT.
Yeah.
You do have that.
Yeah. Right. Right. So I think it's. I mean, they are kind of. If you look at the boxes, the nostalgia is really cool. The games, I think, is to be determined. Now, I did talk to Tommy. We've exchanged notes because he at one point he wanted to port City Hunter over to the Amico. To be honest, right? But he wanted it to be like completely unique. Like he was looking at like hand drawn graphics, which we could do, but it'd be a lot of work. Like almost looking like at
Exclusivity.
exclusivity, like almost like it'd be like Cuphead version of City Hunter, which would be amazing. But the amount of work that would take for one system would be a lot, you know. So I think it's going to be more of a system geared towards families. It's going to be like the Wii, right? Like the first Wii. Like there's going to be like a lot of more simple games. If you're looking for like AAA titles, the Amico is probably not going to be your system. If you're looking for like fun family quick games to play for nostalgia, this is going to be your system. Pick it up. So, how much are the games? The Amico. Let me look it up. Do you know how much do they
I do
cost?
not know off the top of my head. I do know that from when he announced it, he wanted to keep everything unique to that system, so it's all unique experiences.
Right.
And I do know that basically he's created an ecosystem, right? So the interesting piece will be is that if gamers adopt it, if they adopt it, it'll be fun. It'll be like a Wii. But the issue is if nobody adopts it, then nobody like yourself, CollectorVision, will develop for it because you can't afford to, because you're not going to sell enough games
Okay.
to be
Yeah.
able to pay for it. To completely either reskin or reprogram Sydney Hunter is going to cost a lot of money. And if you
Yeah.
can't recoup that in the sales, then there's the issue.
So there's a 4-pack available for. There's two 4-packs. There's 8 different games available currently.
Hmm.
And it's interesting they're releasing the games before the system's even out, which is kind of interesting
Yeah,
concept
yeah.
too, right? But anyway, both volumes are $80. We're looking at $20 a game, or you can purchase all 6 for 150.
All
So you
six or
get
all eight?
all 8. I'm sorry, all 8. So you get like a $10 discount for bundling them all 8 together.
20
Essentially,
bucks a game's not terrible if they're
not terrible.
depends on
But
what type of games they are, because my other thing is that
like we look
I
at Moon
don't necessarily
Patrol,
just blindly
by
buy titles.
Evil Knievel, Moon Patrol, Missile Command, a lot of simple games like redo makes of some classic games. Evil Knievel,
Yeah.
Brain Duel, Biplanes, Finnegan Fox, which I don't know what that game is,
I think
to
it's
be
a
honest.
unique platformer.
But he said they're limiting to like 50,000 copies. So I don't know if you think that's a lot or a little. I don't know. I think that's a lot that they're making.
50,000
50,000
copies per game?
per game.
That's a lot.
It's a
I mean,
lot.
for an indie startup, like, because
It's
you
a
got to
lot.
think about it, is like most Switch print runs are 5,000.
Right, right. So it's 10 times that, right? So
Yeah.
I will I pick up an Amico? How much does an Amico even cost? Let me look.
That was a couple $100.
I think
Might
it
be
was a
more.
couple hundred. I mean, nothing. I don't think it was crazy amount.
But those
The thing is,
controllers, though, can't be cheap. Because the controllers are like little, like, screens, right?
phones. Yeah, they are, and they look kind of cool. Yeah,
They look really cool.
touch screens. They have like the wood version. I mean, it looks kind of a cool system. It's very old school meets new school.
Yep.
But I know Pat, the NES punk. He's very hard on it. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I should use a different choice of words. Not hard has been like very. Let's see. He's very like. I mean, he's very critical of it, right?
Yes.
So, and I think I think it's very hard to be critical of a system that's not out yet, right? I mean, unless I've played it and I can tell you, or there's been reviews for it, it's hard. I think time will tell. Is this system something that is going to fit Pat and that he's may enjoy? Probably not, because it's not the type of games he usually plays. But there will be people who do like the Amico.
Well, my other thing is, though, is that everybody could say that they don't enjoy something, and it's still, I want to see it for myself.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like, I mean, I do. Because I play weird stuff. I showed you this earlier, but like on my Switch, I'm playing this.
Yeah. Tell me about this, dude. Yeah, this looks incredible.
Taiko no Tatsujin. So this is a Nintendo Switch RPG. This one's called the Rhythmic Adventure Pack. So it's 2 different games, RPGs, where you play this, which is a drumming game.
Yeah, that's cool.
And It's in the arcade. They have an actual ones like Dance Dance Revolution, and you drum on it on the drum. So you'll see it at arcades. I'm surprised they
Yeah.
don't have one at Game On. Honestly, they might. Um, big
I've
old
seen them
white drum.
before. Yeah, no, I've seen them before. I don't think we have them at Game On. We've had Dance
Yeah.
Dance Revolution. We've some other ones. But you're telling me that there's like an RPG element to this game, which
So yeah,
sounds
this game that I have
incredible.
here is only an RPG. So you literally go through like an overworld map. You'll have a random encounter, and then the guy you're fighting, it'll start playing music. And the health bar, depending on how good you do attacks. And if you do bad, you get attacked. And then once you beat them, you can actually bring them onto your team.
I love that, and I love that.
Wild.
This is Japan only, but it's in English. You said right? It's playable in
Yeah,
English.
this is 100% like the whole back of the case. Everything's all spine. Everything's in English. I
I love
think I
that.
got it on PlayAsia.com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How much?
PlayAsia.
How
They
much
have
was it?
a
How much was it?
yeah.
If you don't mind me asking.
I think the game itself was maybe $40.
With the
But
drums?
the drums are expensive. The drums are like $80 to $100.
Okay, so you're looking like 140 bucks for like the
Yeah.
combo, the bill.
And then
Okay.
there's actually a game called Drum and Fun. That's the Dance Dance Revolution version where you just play music. That's also available as another
Now,
game too.
do you need the drums to play the game, or can you play it on a
Ew.
Joy-Con?
You
Okay.
can play it with the Joy-Cons.
Okay. There you go.
You
So,
can
but
play it with the
I'm,
Joy-Cons doing this, or you can play it with a Pro controller with just buttons.
but it's a lot more fun with the drums. I'm assuming.
Oh, a lot more fun with the
A lot more
drums.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Good pickup, dude. That's awesome. So.
Yeah, I got that a while ago, and one of my 2022 New Year's resolutions is to play more games, play more new stuff that I've
Yeah.
never. Gotta
There you
play
go.
more.
It's a good game to
I've
start it
been
with.
stuck playing only games I'm testing and doing all that. I'm like, no, I need
Yeah.
to dedicate at least a couple nights a week where I'm playing some new stuff.
Excellent. Cool. Jeffrey, I appreciate your time, brother. Thank you so much, guys. Leave a comment below. Let
What's
us
your
know
favorite console?
what's your favorite console coming up. What are you guys looking forward to seeing? What are you guys' thoughts about the Miko? What are you guys' thoughts about Steam Deck and all that good stuff? Thank
What
you
are
for
your thoughts
subscribing.
of John waiting until 2023 to get his copy of the Analog Pocket?
If I make it to 2023 with COVID and the way it's coming along, shit,
Oh my goodness.
But goodness gracious. But awesome, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Take care and game on. Bye.